The new skill I chose to learn was making hearts out of origami. As a kid, I always had a creative side to me and always enjoyed craft. I used to find it very relaxing and calming. In order to achieve my goals, I chose a learning activity that was not only extrinsically motivated but also intrinsically motivated. Whilst attempting to achieve mindfulness was an intrinsic motivation, my goal to master the art before my mum's birthday so I could gift her something handmade acted as an extrinsic motivation. The next thing I decided to do was get started on the research. Even though I grew up learning to make paper boats to float in the water when it rained and paper bags to carry things in, I still had no prior knowledge to build on when it came to creating something more complex. My first instinct was to search the internet to look up videos in order to have a more learned person scaffold my learning. I came across a lot of results but chose to go with the easiest step-to-step guided tutorial. The more I watched the video, the more Vygotsky's concept of zone of proximal development started making sense to me. What I could achieve without the video was absolutely nothing compared to me being able to make the heart with the support of the tutorial. I also realized that zone of proximal development did not mean having the constant support, but instead worked as a support system or a stepping stone in order to learn a certain skill. Once the skill was learnt, the stepping stone or support system was no longer required. By the fourth attempt at making the origami with the guided tutorial, I no longer required guidance, but knew, if required, I had the tutorial to fall back onto. While making the heart without the help of the tutorial, or even setting myself the goal of achieving the task in a short time frame, I showed self-efficacy. I had the belief that I was capable of achieving the goals I set out for myself. I think this learning experience also helped me realize how I would like to be as a teacher and where to draw the line between spoon-feeding the kids and acting as a support network. Personally, the one thing I take out of my learning experience was how easy it is to misunderstand Vygotsky's zone of proximal development. I'd love to be able to create an open and welcoming environment for my school students where they wouldn't hesitate coming to me for help, but have the self-efficacy within themselves as well before asking for help.